70. The story of Blueberry Pie City within the land called the Changers Church Valley Reservation. The population of Blueberry Pie City has 600 residents, has 120 homes, stores, factories, hotel has 200 rooms. The dinner can seat up to 100 in the Changers Church Bank, horse stable with fix-it shop. The Changers Church main office church can seat up to 1,000, council, court, jail, church, school, county school and city hall, general store, laundromat, barber's shop, hairdresser, small hospital, dentist, movie theater, bookstore and gospel music dance hall. When the town gets bigger there are more businesses added. Background about the city we call Blueberry Pie City. When we got here about 20 years ago now all there was is fields and fields of blueberries. We had fun picking them and eating them right off the vine. 2 of us stayed and the other 2 headed back the last little village we set up back then. They brought back some loggers and others to run things and set up in small village right here. We stayed for some time to get things ready for others to come and stay and make blueberry pies and send them back to other towns as long as the blueberries lasted, that is. Now on to the story. I got here in the morning and when I got off the monorail someone come up to me and said, "We do not want you here." I said, "I own this town and I will go wherever I want." He just looked at me and said, "Then you must be Jack that I have heard so much about." I said, "I am he." Then he said, "If you plan to stay then I will take you to the hotel myself and that way nothing will happen to you as long as I am with you." When we got to the hotel and got up to the front desk the guy said, "I need room 1 key." He said, "That is for Jack." He said, "This is Jack," and he passed the key to me and then he said, "Okay, let's go." He took me to my room and said he will be back in about an hour and do not leave this room, okay? I said okay and went in and watched TV until he come back and then he said, "Come with me." I went with him and he took me to the dinner and said, "You can order whatever you want." It was not long when a waiter come over and I order what I wanted and then it was not long when he brought it out. After I got done eating, he took me to the church office and asked for the pastor and then he said, "You can stay here with him and he can take you to your room when the time comes." The pastor come out and then said, "Come with me." We went back to his office and then said, "Okay, who are you?" I said, "I am Jack the judge." He said that you would be here today, and I did not believe them, but here you are. I said, "Okay, what is going on here anyway?" He said, "We have a problem with vampires and werewolves. We seem to not be able to get them all and then they come right back." I said, "Okay, do they feed on anyone here in the city?" We have not seen them within the city that much, so they must be coming from outside the city. He said that would make sense to me. I said, "Okay, I have go to the courthouse and see them." He said I would not go there for just about all of them at City Hall have changed. He said I can go with you if you want me to. I said I will be fine and call the main office and send about 4 others to help here. He said okay and with that I got up and headed to the City Hall. I almost go there and someone come up behind me and grabbed me and gave me a big hug and then all of a sudden they let go of me and when I turned around I see but to my surprise it was the pastor and now he was changed for back. He just looked at me and then I will call the main office now while I can. I said that is a really good idea. I got to City Hall and went in and held out my hand to shake hands with the person behind the counter. When I did they changed for back. I said, "Who is in charge here?" He said, "The chief is." I said, "Can I see him?" He said, "Just a minute." He made a phone call. Soon the chief come out and said, "What do you want?" I said as I shook his hand that it is really good to have someone in charge like you. Then he changed back. He said, "Wow, what a punch." I said, "Now how many in the city has been changed?" He said, "Just about everyone." Well, it seemed not everyone now. I said, "We need to talk," and he said, "Follow me," and we went to his office. I gave him sermon about getting saved and he said he wanted to, and we said the prayer together. He was saved now, and if any of them ouched him they will change back now. I said shake hands with all your crew for I will need them later. He said can do, and I said I will be back later, okay. We both got up and I went one way and he with the other. I went back to the church and had a meeting with everyone here and shook everyone's hand and everyone changed for back. Then I got everyone together and they got saved, every one of them. I said now go around town and start shaking everyone's hands and hey, all will change back. When you have shook everyone's hand as you can come back here and then we will do something else. Then I said I am going to the hotel and do the same. Everyone headed out and it was not long when everyone was back at the church. When I got to the hotel and went in, everyone was looking at me. I went up to the counter and said as I held out my hand, and then I said, I am glad to tell you that you are doing a great job and I want to shake your hand. He held out his hand, then he changed for back. I could see it in his eyes. All he could say was, wow, what did you do? I feel different now. I said, you're changed back to human form now. He said, why did you do that? I am over 300 years old and now I will grow old and die quickly. I said, everyone has to die so the young ones can take our place. He said, that is not the way it works here. I said, it is now. I went around the whole dinner and shook everyone's hands and just about everyone changed. Then I come up to his one guy and he would not shake my hand, so got close and grabbed him and held on, for if this is the guy that is changing everyone then he is going to put up a fight. Sure enough, he tried to get free, but for reason I held him and soon he changed for back. As I let him go he said, what happened to me and who are you? I said, I am Jack the Changer from Tonediddle. He said, no way, they said you would never be here within my timeline, but here you are. Now even the others that I did not shook hands with changed back too. I said, how long have you been here? He said, right after you left to get the construction crew to come back and build this village. Back then, after you left I took over and changed everyone. Then he said, now you have taken that away from me now and I am just a human again. It said, yes you are, and that is the way it will be from now on. He just looked at me and said, okay, you can have your city back and I am leaving to go other places. He walked off, and to this day I have never seen him again. But we will see if he shows up on another city I go to. The thing is, anyone that believes that God is real, that person can go into any town and change everyone from within, and I've heard of a story that I want to tell you now. The guy went to this town and as he walked downtown all he could see was bars and dance halls. There was a little church down on one street that had 3 bars on it. He went to the church and when he come in someone said, are you lost? I said, no, I am looking for the pastor of this church. He said, I am, and on Sunday we have about 5 show up for service now. The rest have fallen away for the church and started taking up worldly things. I said, like drinking and having fun. He said, that is just that. No one wants to learn heavenly things anymore, all they want is party time. He then said, can I help you get everyone back into church? I will have to teach you some things for why this happened in the first place so it does not happen again. He said, that will work. I said, I need a place to stay for a while until I move on. He said, I have a room out back that we used to use for the homeless, but now we do not have any. For everyone has a job at the new factory that makes cars. So they make good money and can party just about every night. I said, wow, we will have to fix this. The next morning I got up and he was out in the church cleaning. Said, we can start teaching you what you need to know now. He said, I am ready, and soon he come to the kitchen where I was getting some coffee he had made. We sit and talked for the rest of the day and he said he had learned a lot that he never learned in school. I said most of this is learned on the job, not in a book. So now all we have to do is start doing what I said and they will start to come back. It was not long when everyone started to come back to church, and in turn some of the bars closed down, and then others and then others. Soon there was very few bars open at all. Now if one person can do this within a small town, just think if there was 2 people that went from town to town and opened up spiritual thing to teach instead of earthly things. Well, it is time to head to another town. See you there. Written by Jack.